What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mike Brooks from Mike's Gaming School, the newly branded Mike's Gaming School. I really appreciate you guys coming on this channel. It's been a pleasure to serve you guys for almost over 2 years now, but it's been over a year since I made the first video on how to stream from PlayStation to YouTube, and it was a big hit. It helped a lot of you guys out to get started making money playing video games, get live streaming, just get your content out there and just get the ball rolling. But now it's time to take our game up to another level. I originally told you the premise of this channel was to watch me build this channel from scratch, and as I learn, I'm going to teach you everything I know, and that's what I'm going to do. So it's time to get a new advanced role into learning how to stream, learning how to record your videos with or without your face, and take your gaming to another level, take your channel to another level, so we can start competing with some of your favorite YouTubers out there. Now, this is going to be a lengthy training. However, I will leave timestamps for each chapter of the training, so you can kind of skip and go through depending on where you are in your streaming process. If you're in the very beginning stages, you can start from the beginning to end, and it will help you step by step. By the time you get to the end of the training, our goal is to make sure that you know exactly how to go live, how to schedule a live, how to record your gameplay with or without your face. So, without further ado, class is now in session. In this first section, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure your YouTube channel is eligible. Making sure your YouTube channel is eligible to live stream is the first and most important thing you need to do. I have made a few videos about this in the past, but if this is your first time here, I will break this down for you. And if you already have this done, go ahead and skip to the next timestamp. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the top right hand corner, and we're going to click on our profile icon, and then we're going to go down and we're going to click on YouTube Studio. Now make sure you are on PC or laptop to make this as easy as possible. Now you're in the dashboard of the YouTube Studio. Here you're going to see your current subscribers, views, watch time, estimated revenue, and more information. So if you look on your left menu, you're going to scroll all the way down to where it says settings. You're going to click on your settings, and then you're going to go to the channel settings. After that, from the channel settings, you're going to go to featured eligibility. Once you're on feature eligibility, you can manage your access to more features here. Immediate and advanced features require additional verification, which helps keep the YouTube community safe for everyone. The standard features are the features you pretty much get just for making a YouTube channel. Everyone gets those features for free. You can upload videos, playlist creation, things of that nature. The next, we're going to go to intermediate features. This is where you're going to need some extra verification. This is the most important because you're going to be able to make custom thumbnails, and you're going to be able to complete live streaming. So you're going to have to verify your phone number or do another verification. Now, the advanced features are also very important as well, because you'll be able to stream for longer, upload longer videos, be eligible for monetization later on. That's how you start actually making money playing video games. Now, the way that you enable the advanced features is, first you have to make sure you enable the immediate features. That means verifying your phone number or whatever else that you had to do there. And then the third one is to do one of the other verification process. Either do a video verification, verify your ID, or simply just wait till your channel matures. But if you wanted to go faster, you will do the other two verification tactics. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to break down the actual equipment that you need in order to start live streaming and recording videos properly, so we can start making money playing video games, because that's the ultimate goal. All right, see you in the next chapter. So in this chapter, we're going over the equipment that you need, where to find them, and how much it can cost you to invest in your channel. Just like the last chapter, I have a video already talking about this, but even though this is an updated version, if you feel that you have all the equipment that you need, then feel free to skip to the next chapter. The first piece of equipment you will need is the Elgato capture card. Now keep in mind, as I'm going through the equipment, you will see the actual search keywords at the top, so you'll know how to find them yourself as well. The Elgato capture card is very important as it plays as the middleman between your game console and your PC/laptop. We'll break down exactly what this capture card does and how to hook it up later in the video. As you can see here, you can purchase this item from Best Buy or Amazon. The price should be no more than $200, with it being a little bit cheaper if you order it off Amazon. So don't worry, this should be an easy piece of equipment to find no matter where you go. Next, you will need an HDR TV or monitor. Typically, this is standard for most modern TVs or monitors. However, we don't need a big TV or monitor. We'll need a fairly small one. 32 inches or smaller is fine. I found that getting a 32-inch TV or smaller that was HDR compatible wasn't that easy to find. But Best Buy and Walmart will be your best bet to get a nice TV or monitor for the low. I say that 5 times fast. The next piece of equipment that you will need is your laptop. Now, I know this may seem like common sense, but what isn't common sense is the specs that you will need on your laptop for gaming and video editing. So I asked ChatGPT to break down the factors we need to consider when buying a laptop, specifically for high-end tasks such as video editing and gaming. Now I'll let you pause the video to make a screenshot of this info. With that information, you'll have the ammunition you need to find the best laptop for you. Now, I know laptops can be expensive, especially the laptops with the specs that we're looking at. However, I'll let you know what I did. And remember, this is not financial advice. What you do with your money is strictly on you. With that said, what I did is I found a 90-day no-interest loan to purchase my laptop. There are plenty of options out there. Just make sure you do your due diligence. I'll let you know the site that I use. It was called Acima, A-C-I-M-A. I have it on the screen. You can go to acima.com and they will give you info and prompt you to use their app to get approved and make purchases as specified vendors that the loan company approves of. Note, these are 90-day no interest, same as cash loans. So what that means is they will set you up for weekly payments on all of your payments will go straight to the principal for 90 days. After 90 days, you will have a super high interest rate to pay off the rest of the loan if you stay on schedule. So what I did was when they gave me the total I was spending, I looked at my budget to see if I could pay for it all off in 90 days. If I couldn't, I would wait until I cleared some things off my budget and then revisit the idea. Once my budget was right to pay it off in 90 days, then I made the purchase and I stuck to the plan that I made and I was able to pay it off. Now, I'm giving you all this info because I told you before, from the beginning, I was going to give you A to Z information in this video. I didn't want to leave any stones unturned. Now that you have all the information, you can make the right decision for you. The next item you'll need is a webcam and a tripod. Webcams and tripods are very inexpensive and you can buy them separately or you can buy them together. You can easily go to Best Buy, Walmart, or Amazon. And when you're just starting out, you don't need 10 camera angles. Most top YouTube gamers only use one camera. Next item is a microphone. Mics can be tricky, but you're just starting out, so don't overthink this and stay within your budget. You can always upgrade your mic. It's probably the easiest upgrade to make. Same places just as well as the other equipment. Best Buy, Walmart, or Amazon will be your best places to go. In the beginning, don't spend no more than $20 or $30 on your mic. The last few items I'm going to talk about are what I call good to have but not necessary. This all depends on your personal situation if you think you need these items. The first good to have is a green screen. This is great if you don't have a cool background or room to stream in. Me personally, I have a green screen on the back of my chair like you see here in the picture because I live in a 1-bedroom apartment and the only background would be my kitchen and my living room. With a green screen, you can block out whatever you have in the background and now the game you're playing is your background. Green screens are very inexpensive and you can order them right off of Amazon as you see here. The next good to have is a ring light. Ring lights are great to have if you don't have good lighting in the places you're streaming or you may have darker skin like me. We tend to need more lighting so we can show up well on camera. The ring light I got is right here in the red box. It's only $25 and you can order it right from Amazon. It has been working great for me so far. The last good to have is an L-shaped desk. Getting an L-shaped desk was one of the best investments I could make. It makes it easy to play, stream, and edit my videos all in one place. It also keeps my living space separate from my game space. You can find L-shaped desks under $100, and places you can look for a cheap desk is Walmart, Facebook Marketplace, or Craigslist. There may be others too, but those are the places I've gotten my furniture before, so I just stick with those. So those are the pieces of equipment you will need to get this process started. As you grow, you can always upgrade. You don't need the state-of-the-art equipment to make money playing video games. In the next chapter, we're going to break down the streaming process and what we're going to be actually doing. If you're seeing this equipment video as a standalone video, I will link the next video in the description below, or you will see it on the playlist. In this next chapter, we're going to go over how the streaming process works and the results you can expect to achieve. So in order to describe the process, I'm going to do this elementary school illustration so you can get a visual of what's happening. Here's your TV and here's your gaming console. Normally, when you turn on your gaming console, the feed from the console goes directly to your TV, and then the game appears on the TV. From there, you can link your game console to YouTube, and the game would broadcast directly on YouTube. Well, here are several disadvantages to this. You can't schedule a live broadcast from your PlayStation. There's no way for your audience to find you or prepare that you're going live. You just gotta hope that they see you when you go live. Also, you can't put a thumbnail on top of your broadcast so people can see what's happening if they find that you're going live. You would have to physically upload the thumbnail at the same time you already are live. I used to do this all the time. I would just upload a thumbnail right after, like the first thing I would do once I went live. This is why my L-shaped desk is so important, so I can just turn and do what I need to do on the computer. You also can't record your gameplay with your camera unless you use remote play or some outside source. That was really a hassle to do. The list goes on, but those are the main disadvantages to just broadcasting straight from your game console. Now we're going to do things a little bit differently. Now pay close attention, this is a little bit more advanced. I'll try to be as slow and as clear as possible. We're taking that feed from the game console that would normally be sent to the TV or monitor, and we're sending that to the Elgato capture card. Once we send that feed to the capture card, it acts as a middleman or traffic controller. The capture card is going to direct the feed to the TV/monitor and the laptop or PC at the same time. The last thing we're going to use is a free software called OBS that is going to allow us to connect to that feed that we get from the laptop. With this software called OBS, we'll be able to link it to any streaming platform, specifically YouTube in our case, record our gameplay separately with or without cameras, and schedule live stream while linking our thumbnails to our channel before we start the stream. This is a game changer. I hope I described that as well as possible. It will make more sense as we start to hook everything up. In the next chapter, we're going to talk about how to hook your gaming console, your TV, and your laptop/PC to the Elgato capture card. If you're watching this in a standalone video, the next chapter will be linked in the description below or in the next video of the playlist. In this chapter, we're going to be walking you through how to set up your Elgato capture card with your gaming console, TV, and PC. The Elgato developers made some really nice video walkthroughs, so I'll break those down now. They go pretty fast, so if you need be, go ahead and pause, rewind, so that way you don't miss any of the steps. Also, any important steps, I will pause and acknowledge how important that step is to make sure you don't miss it. All right, let's get started.
This video will go over how to capture PlayStation 5 with HD60X. For this setup, you'll need HD60X, the USB-C cable included with HD60X, 2 HDMI cables, one of which comes with HD60X, a PlayStation 5, and a TV or monitor for pass-through. To record HDR, you will need a TV or monitor that supports HDR. To start, connect your PS5 directly to your TV or monitor, head into the system settings, and disable HDCP.
I wanted to make sure I paused this right here just so you can get this step, and I put the steps right here on the screen just in case you missed it. If you don't do this step by enabling the HDCP, nothing else works. So make sure you get this if you're doing it from a PlayStation 5.
Now, connect the USB cable to HD60X then to an available USB 3.0 port on your computer. These are usually identified by their dark blue or teal color. Next, use one of the HDMI cables and connect it from the HD60X's HDMI output to the HDMI in port on your TV or monitor.
This is another step that I don't want you to breeze through. This is the Elgato out port going to the TV import.
Take the second HDMI cable and connect it to the HDMI in port on the HD60X. Then connect the other end to the HDMI output on the PlayStation 5.
Remember, it's the Elgato in port to the PlayStation 5 out port.
PlayStation 5 can only output sound over HDMI or to the controller via a connected headset, but not both at the same time. If you want to use a headset connected to the PlayStation 5 controller, you will need ChatLink or ChatLink Pro to capture game sound and use your headset at the same time. A guide for setting up ChatLink is linked in the video description.
And I'll put the link for that video in this video description so you can set up the audio just like you want it. Next, they're going to break down how to set up the Elgato capture card with the Xbox Series X and S. Now, since I don't have an Xbox, I'll just let him talk through the process. It's pretty much the same thing. The only difference is the different audio settings that you can do if you want to do a group chat and things like that. So I'll just let him go through that, and then we'll go to the next step.
This video will go over how to capture Xbox Series X or S with HD60X. For this setup, you'll need HD60X, the USB-C cable included with HD60X, two HDMI cables, one of which comes with HD60X, an Xbox Series X or S, and lastly a TV or monitor for pass-through. To record HDR or use the VRR capabilities of Xbox Series X or S and HD60X, you will need a TV or monitor that supports HDR and or VRR or AMD FreeSync. To begin, connect the USB cable to HD60X, then to an available USB 3.0 port on your computer. These can usually be identified by their dark blue or teal color. Next, use one of the HDMI cables and connect it from the HD60X's HDMI output to the HDMI in port on your TV or monitor. Take the second HDMI cable and connect it to the HDMI in port on the HD60X. Then, connect the other end to the HDMI output on the Xbox console. To ensure audio is captured correctly, head into the Xbox audio settings and set the output to stereo uncompressed. If you want to capture your friend's party chat, go into the volume settings and set the party chat output to headphones and speakers.
And that's pretty much it for the hookup of your capture card with your PlayStation and your Xbox Series X or S. Next, what we're going to do, now that you got all that hooked up, is we're going to download OBS. It's a free software, and then we're going to go over how to set everything up with OBS so you can see it on your PC screen and get things started from there. If you are seeing this as a standalone video, make sure you check out the next video in the playlist. That will be the next chapter, or the link will be in the description below. In this chapter, we're going to download the streaming software OBS, which is free, by the way. Then we will do a quick overview of the software and a quick setup. Like I mentioned before, OBS is the streaming platform we'll be using to stream to YouTube, record our gameplay with or without a camera, and schedule streams, as well as upload our thumbnail to your stream before you go live, allowing your viewers to know exactly what the stream is about and generating a higher click-through rate. So as you follow along, in the very beginning, we're going to be using still shots because I already downloaded the software, so I had to kind of redo everything. So we're going to be using still shots. It should make it easier for you to follow along as well. So the first thing you want to do is you want to open your browser and search OBS project. Next, you want to go down to where it says obsproject.com and click on that exact website. I would not recommend you to go to any other website to download OBS, just the specific obsproject.com website. Now here we're on the OBS website. Now depending on what computer you have or operating system that you're running, you want to click on that corresponding button and then download the software. You will then see the screen and OBS should be starting to download, and it doesn't take long to download at all. Once it's downloaded, it will be in whatever download folder you designated for your computer, and then we're going to open it up from there. Next, open up OBS and start the install process. Read from the following intro, close other programs you have running, then press next. You can read the license and disclaimers, then press next. Now you can set up where you want the program to download on your computer, and that's totally up to you how you organize your programs and files. Once you have a folder you like, then press install. This shows what the install process looks like, and it shouldn't take long at all. Next, click the Launch OBS tab and then click Finish to open up OBS. This should be the first thing you see, or some type of variation for the setup wizard. I know things change and get updated, so if you see the screen or don't see the screen, don't worry. We're going to go over the settings in the next chapter. So generally the default settings that they start off with were just fine for me, but just to make sure, I would have the first option checked, optimized for streaming, recording is secondary, and then hit next. Now we have some video settings. Now, base canvas resolution is how you see the screen as you're recording or streaming on your computer, but not how it's being shown on YouTube or whatever you're streaming on. Your actual stream or recording resolution may be scaled down from the canvas resolution if you have a slower internet or a CPU that's not powerful enough to handle higher speeds. However, if you got all the equipment with the specs that I talked about earlier in this training, then you should be fine. All the default settings you see here is what I recommend. Canvas size at 1080p, FPS, which means frames per second, is either at 60 or 30, but prefer 60 when possible. And when you see all that, hit next. Now all you have to do is just apply the settings. They will give you a little welcome letter that you can read. Then you close it when you are ready. And in the next chapter, we're going to take a deep dive in OBS so you can get familiar and see how everything works. If you're seeing this as a standalone video, then the next chapter will be in the next video of the playlist, or the link will be in the description. In this chapter, we're doing an OBS Studio walkthrough. We're going to do a deep dive into settings, talking about the importance of scenes and sources and the fundamentals about them, and miscellaneous things such as your webcam, audio mixer, and the overall game signal. So let's get started. So this is what the front screen looks like for OBS Studio. Keep in mind, in order to keep this training as concise as possible, I will be using mostly screenshots. OBS does update regularly, so if you see your screen is different than mine, keep in mind that the fundamentals are still the same. Now let's go ahead and break down this front screen here. This black space you see in the middle is called the canvas. Everything you see in the canvas is what your viewers will see when you are live streaming and when you're recording videos. Anything on the outside of the canvas will not be seen on the live stream or in the recorded video. Now looking at the bottom, going from left to right. First we have scenes. A scene is what you're going to put on the canvas so that your live stream or recording audience will see it. You can have multiple scenes, but you can only have one scene active on the canvas at any given time. We're going to break down what you can do with scenes later in the next chapter. Number 2 is sources. Sources are the elements that go inside of scenes, such as the microphone you'll be using, the gameplay screen, your webcam, and much more. Sources can also be layered on top of one another, just like you would be editing a picture in Photoshop or Canva. Understanding how scenes and sources work is the foundation of being able to utilize OBS to its full capacity. This is why it's getting its own separate chapter. Next we have Audio Mixer. Here you can adjust the volume of all of your audio devices in one place, such as your mic, the audio from your game that you're playing, or anything else that's producing sound. Next we have the scene transitions. Although you can only have one scene up at a time, you can transition to as many scenes as you want. This section here allows you to set up the type of transitions you want. You can play with all the transitions and see which one works for you. Here's a quick video example I did of a recording transition from scene to scene. Recording my scene, doing an example of a transition. Fade in, fade out. I know it's nothing crazy, but I'll show you what it looks like on the OBS side as you make that happen as we talk about the control panel up next. So last we have the control panel, and it's basically just that. This is where you control the whole operation. Here you can start streaming, Schedule a stream by clicking on Manage Broadcast. Start recording, where you can record your gameplay with or without your camera based on how you want your scene to look. Studio mode is how you manage your transitions from scene to scene. Settings, which we'll configure next, and then exit the software. Notice I skipped Start Virtual Camera. It's because you won't need that. That option gives you the ability to share your screen to other software like Zoom and Skype. We won't need that for what we want to do. So first, before we go over some of the other things like start streaming, manage broadcast, and all that stuff, let's go to settings and make sure we have everything set up properly. So the first thing you see here is general. This is basically some general options. You can play with some of these options, like for instance, output, show confirmation dialog when stopping streams. I make sure I have that checked just in case as I'm streaming, if something were to happen, it would show me a confirmation just to let me know the stream stopped. Also with the same thing we're recording. But everything you see here, you can play with, see what works for you. Like I said, automatically record when streaming. Because we're streaming to YouTube, you don't have to automatically record because you can download your stream from YouTube and then edit from there if you want to do so. But all of these options definitely could be tested, set to your liking, totally up to you. Next, we're going to talk about the stream. So first, we're going to go to service. As you can see here, you can stream anywhere you want to. Like I said, this tutorial is strictly for YouTube because I feel that YouTube is the best place to get started because you can make the most money the quickest with the least amount of followers. If I click on show all, it will have 30 different places that you can stream, and it's totally up to you once you want to expand your options. But we're going to leave that on YouTube. And then we're going to leave this server on primary server right here. And then where it says connect your account, this is where you're going to click to connect your YouTube account. Connecting to YouTube is simple. The system will just prompt you to log in, and that's it. If you have multiple YouTube channels that you'll be going live to, make sure you change this each time because to my knowledge, you can only be logged into one channel at a time. But if you only have one channel, you don't have to worry about it. You log in one time, you'll be logged in each time you come on OBS. And I just keep it, the streaming settings recommended, keep that up. Any changes that you make once you set up your account, make sure you hit apply so that way it saves all changes. Next, if we go to output, I like to keep output mode simple. Video bitrate. From what I hear, they say you should have your bitrate anywhere between, they say 5,000 to 8,000, or anything above that if you can handle faster. So that's totally up to you. Also, let me see. So anything you see here, definitely feel free to copy off my paper and put what you believe works. But like I said, everything can be tested. Video encoders, definitely software because we're, not using any other type of hardware. Also, recording path. This is where you would set up what folder you want your recordings to go directly in. So if you have a specific folder for your YouTube videos, boom, put it in there. It'll automatically be there. If something were to happen and you forget what folder is in, I'll show you. Matter of fact, I'll show you that right now. You can hit File, Show Recordings, and it'll come up. All your recordings will come up where you have them saved. So going back to output, recording quality, same as stream. Make sure on the recording format, it starts off as MKV. Make sure you change it to MP4 because if you don't change it to MP4, then you'll have to convert it because most editing softwares don't take MKV. So make sure you change the MP4 because all video editing servers take MP4. Other than that, like I said, it's always up to what you play for. Audio, this is where you can set up all your audio devices in the general setting, but you can also change them individually in the audio mix. Now, for a general setting, I put my microphone here, but I have that changed. And like I said, I don't have any other, audios or whatever, so they're all disabled. But if you add more, audios or whatever, stereos, boom, you can add those in here. For video, the aspect ratio, remember, base canvas is what you're looking at. Output resolution is what we're going to see when you record and when you go live. So I try to keep it at the same 1920 by 1080. If you stay with the specs that we talked about before on your computer, you should be able to handle all these aspect ratios. Then we have the frames per second. I have mine on 60. It's totally up to you what you keep yours on. Usually if you don't have it on 60, put it on 30, you'll be fine. Hotkeys, I don't have a Stream Deck, so I don't need, I'm not going to use the hotkeys. That's for another training. If you want a Stream Deck, you can put that on there and set everything up where you have, you press a button and then do some outputs and outtakes and things like that. You got different color scales, advanced. You can leave everything here in the advanced section on their default settings and you should be fine. In the next chapter, we're going to make our first scene. If you're just seeing this as a standalone video, then the next video will be next in the playlist, or the link will be in the description below. In this chapter, we're making our first scene. This is where we'll take a deep dive into scenes and understanding how sources work inside of each scene. We will also go over transitions and the possibilities of how you can make your stream stand out. By the time we'll finish this chapter, you should have your first scene ready to go so you can go live. So we are back on the main page, active. It's not a screenshot. So in order to make our first scene, we want to hit this plus button and we can name the scene whatever we want. We can name it intro, main scene, whatever. Name it whatever you want so you know exactly what scene it is. So in this case, I'm going to just put example scene 3. Click OK. Now, make sure you're clicked on the scene. If this is your first scene, you don't have to worry about it. It should be already clicked. But if you have multiple scenes, make sure the scene is clicked. And then you want to come to sources. Now, the sources, remember, are the elements that's going to go in this particular scene. So if you made your mic default in the auto mixer when we did the settings, then your mic will already be on and turned on here. If you did not, then you would want to add your mic in the sources. So you hit the plus button and you want to go to audio capture input, and then you would click here and then you would make a name for it, like my mic, my main mic. And then if your mic is already hooked into the system, you should click on add existing and click on one of your mics that's already there. It should, if your mic's already plugged in, it will have it in there. You just click on the mic that you want. Now, since my mic is already here, we're fine. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to add your main feed, okay, from your gaming console. So if your gaming console is not turned on, turn that on now so we can add that feed to this scene. In order to do that, we're going to click on video capture device and we're going to name it, whatever you want to name it, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever, feed. And then add existing, you want to click on add existing and then click on Elgato, capture card HD60X, blah, 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 blah. All right. And then click OK. So now you have your main feed on the screen. Okay. Now, if you notice, you see the red boxes around this scene. I can make this scene bigger, smaller, however I want to do it. Once I make it the size I want, for right now, you can just make it full screen. But whenever I make it the size I want, I'll click on this lock icon and it'll lock in place. So now no matter what button I click, I can't move the screen. Anytime you want to move it, you click unlock and then boom. If something ever happens to where you want to make the screen unavailable, you can just click this little eye icon and it will make it unavailable. So you can use that for other things and we'll talk about that later. So right now we got the scene. So next we want to do is we want to add your webcam if you want to be on camera. So if you want to be on camera, you want to click the plus button, and you're gonna go video capture device again. And then this time we're gonna put webcam, add existing if your webcam is already hooked up, and then you're gonna click on webcam. Boom, and there we have it. So right now, my webcam is actually on top of my Elgato gameplay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make it smaller. Put me over here in the corner, right? And then what I also like to do is, because I have a green screen, right? So I want my green screen to cover up my whole box, okay? So because my chair, like my camera angle is so wide that it takes up further and you can see out, what I want to do is I want to crop this screen. So here's a cool feature, is you can click on filters. And for every one of these sources, they all have filters, and you can make adjustments to color, to whatever. And so you definitely have to play with it for each one. So for webcam, I'm gonna click on filters. And then now my webcam happens to already have my chroma key on it. But if I wanted to, so let's say if I deleted this, right? I'll delete that just so you can see. So right now, if it was fresh, like out of the box, this is what it would look like. Okay, I have my green screen on my chair. You see, it's too small for the wide camera angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the filter. Click plus here at the bottom. So in this box, this is effect filters down here, and this is audio filter. So if you have another audio going on, it's up here. So that would be this plus. So this plus right here. First thing I'm gonna do is do my chroma key. And if you have a green screen, that's what it is for. So you click OK. And so now, said key color type, it defaults green, but if you have a blue one, whatever different color, you can put that. So mine is green, and so it automatically, kind of fits, okay? So now what I want to do is I want to crop the picture so it can put me in the whole picture as well as fit my green screen so you don't see any of my background. So I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna click on crop. All right, I don't need to make another name for it. So right here it says left. I'm gonna bring that in. Let's say it's in pixels, so you can test it. I'm gonna put 300. Yep, you go that way, and then from the right, I'm gonna make that 300. And boom. All right, and then I'm gonna crop it from the bottom a little bit. I'm gonna put 100 from the bottom, and there we have it. So all I have to do is kind of turn my camera a little bit so it kind of covers up that little space, and that's it. Now we're on it. So I'm gonna adjust a little bit of the chroma key right here. So here's just some different colors, softness and stuff like that, so you can kind of play with it. So that way all the color can kind of go away. But you can't do it too hard because you'll distort the color of you. So you just kind of want to play with it a little bit. And there we go. Boom. So now we just hit close. And now I'm here. Wherever I go, I got it in the background. And I can make myself bigger because I'm already cropped. And it stays the same size. So it's totally up to you where you want to put your camera, what size you want to have it, all that stuff. So technically, and I'll lock it so I'm all in there. Technically, this is all I need to get started streaming. I don't need anything else. I don't need any type of cool features, whatever. If you decide that you want to go live and you don't want your camera on, you don't have to delete it so you can do all that stuff over. You just click the I button, okay? And then you'll go away, and then this is what your stream will look like without you on camera. So it's up to you whether, and the same thing with recording, because remember, this is the same canvas that we use to record or go live. So whether you want your camera on and off, you can decide. Now keep in mind, your webcam has to be above capture page for your game. if you want to be on it, because the webcam picture is going to be smaller. So like I said, if it's below it, that means it's under it and you can't see me. These are layers. So I'm going to layer this back on top. Here. Boom. And you can see me. So there you have it. That is your first scene. All you need is your game screen capture and your camera, and you can turn it on and off by kicking the little eyes. And then later on, you know, I'm gonna stop it right here, but in part 2 of this chapter, we're gonna play with some more things. We're gonna add another scene. I'm gonna show you some things that you can do with transition. But before we do that, I just wanted to show you this, and then I'm gonna show you how to start streaming and start recording your screen. This is all you need. And we'll look at some more sources here in just a minute. Before I go to part 2, if you want to start streaming and or recording your gameplay, you can go ahead and skip to that chapter. This is all you need to do so. If you want to learn how you can personalize and brand your stream so you can stand out from all the rest of the gamers, stay tuned for part 2 in this chapter right now. So here we are on part 2 of scenes and sources. Up until now, we've been pretty much step-by-step streamlining, telling you exactly what you have to do to get started to get to this point. Now, this is going to be the first time that you're going to be able to personalize your scene so that you can stand out amongst all the gamers on YouTube and all the gaming world. Now, if you come here, so we already have our webcam and our gaming source on the screen on our canvas, right? Or gaming feed. Now you're going to click here. Now you see all this, right? Don't get distracted by everything you see here. We're only going to need 3 sources. And the 3 sources that we're going to need is browser, which we're going to go to later in the training, image, and media source. Image, basically exactly what it is. You will be able to bring a custom image into the scene. So like say you add your name. If you already have the image inside the scene, or if you've used the image before, you can add existing. But if it's a new one, just hit OK, and then you can go browse and upload it from your computer. So we'll cancel that, delete this. And then the last is the media source, which is the same thing, but it's just video. So, you know, got media source, hit OK, put the name of it, browse. Now you can also loop your media source, so that's great for intros that you want to keep looping until you're ready to start the actual stream. So let's click OK, and we're going to go over how to make all that. Okay, so now the best source to make, now of course you can pay other people to make your intros, your transitions, your overlays and things like that, but our goal is to spend the least amount of money as possible to get started. Okay, so you already spent a number of money to get your equipment, but now we want to spend the least amount of money possible so that way we can get started, start creating some income, get monetized and all that stuff. And then later on down the line, if you want to pay people to do your edits and things like that, that's up to you. So where we're going to go to get this done is Canva. Now, I made a video training on Canva on how to do your thumbnails, but this is going to be strictly for how to customize a scene. I will go over some thumbnail information as well on this training, because I want everything that you need to know in this particular training so you can always reference this training and never have to go anywhere else. Okay, but I will link the other step-by-step, more detailed thumbnail training in the description below. But let's pause and I'll see you over at Canva, and then we'll get started on customizing our scene. So here we are back on Canva, and Canva is, if you're not familiar with Canva, Canva is a great way to make graphics without a lot of technical graphic skill. Okay, so you're able to make professional looking thumbnails, all types of other things that are, you know, kind of work related. You see kind of all the options, docs, whiteboards, social media, videos, things of that nature. You can make so much with Canva. But what we're going to focus on today is how to customize an overlay for your canvas so that way you can, personalize your channel and your stream and your recordings. Okay, so as you can see the search bar here, we can easily find the different type of templates that we want. So as you can see, I made a search already for Twitch overlay, and they call it Twitch because Twitch is the main streaming platform, so they just use that search term. So when you want to search for these, search for Twitch overlay, and you see all these different templates that you can use, and each one of these are 100% customizable with the color, the name. You can put your own logos, and you can do so much with these particular templates. So let me click on one so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So look at this template. It's very simple, very streamlined. This is actually a really good template for anyone to use. So I'll just click customize template. Now if you click on here, you see that you can change every single thing about it. So right here you can change the color. If your color is more of a red, you can make it red. If it's more black, and so on, right? So this space right here is where your game stream would go. Okay, so you can fit it into this box, and I'll give you an example when I show you mine. This right here is where your camera will go if you want to use the webcam. And this right here is supposed to be where your chat goes, but it doesn't have to necessarily be your chat. I used it for my logo and some more branding. I can look at chat in other places. So I just use that as my logo and branding. Here is where you can put your information as far as, your Cash App, if you want them to donate, like and subscribe, your Instagram, TikTok, any other social medias that you have and want them to know, you can put down here. Now this is, up here is where your name will go. You can click on text, go heading, and you'll type your name. Let's say Mike's Madden School, Gaming School. I changed my name, Gaming School. Make it sizable so it can fit, and I'll put it right here, and boom, you have it. Now you can, of course, you can change the fonts, all that, make it look however you want it to look. Change the font, make it a little, so it can fit back in there. Change the colors, do all the things that you want to do. So I'm going to show you exactly what I made, and then you can see what's possible. So as you see, this is actually my main scene, the scene that I created. So as you can see, I made everything in my colors. I put my branding over here with my logo and Mike's Gaming School. And then as you can see in the bottom right, I have my camera. Okay, so there I go over here, and then I even have a little background for me. I'm gonna change that up. I just put something in there for right now, but I might put a kind of like a gaming setup, maybe an arcade background, to set the mood. But as you can see, I put my information down here, my Cash App, if they want to donate and support the channel, remind them to like and subscribe as they're watching. And here's my Instagram as well. This looks really, really nice. And I'm going to bring up a scene to what it looks like when it actually, the recording of the game. So let me show you a recording of me playing, just something quick so you can see what it looks like in the recording. So you see right now I am recording my gameplay. I got Tekken right now, playing a little offline mode. And as you see my camera, my canvas, the screen, all the things, all the details, and it's still nice size and easy for people to see as we go throughout. So, and I put the game on mute so the game doesn't overflow when I'm talking. But that's it. And it's really easy. I mean, I highly recommend everybody to make their own overlay just so they can stand out and start to build your brand, because your brand is the most important part of this whole business. And that's what it is a business, because if you want to make money playing video games, you will. It'll be a business to you, but it's going to be a fun business because you're going to be doing something that you love to do. So definitely build your brand so people know when they see you, they enjoy your content and they know it's you. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to add another scene, but it's going to be an intro video. So a video before our actual gameplay. So we're going to hit the plus button and add another scene. So this one is going to be called example intro scene. We'll click OK. So what we want to do is we're going to make a source, and the source is going to be the media source, and we're going to call this intro video, and we're going to click OK, and then we're going to browse. We're going to put it on. We're not going. This one's not going to be on loop. Okay. So, and you'll see why in here in just a second. So we're going to hit OK. So this is my intro video scene. So with the intro video, I'm on the scene. You can press play right here, and you see it's like a little countdown timer, right? So 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, game time, and then you have a little chair, and then I can transition over to my main scene. So that is what we're going to do. So now I have the example intro scene, and then I have my main scene. So this is my scene that I, decorated, put my branding on it. So that's the one we're going to use. Okay. So if you click on the intro scene first, right? You click on the intro scene first. You go to studio mode. And so now with studio mode, you'll have both the intro, like you'll have both scenes up. And the reason being is because you can't click play right away. So I'll click play on here, right? And then I'll cue my main scene up here. And then when it's ready, I'll click on transition and it'll move over. And I can pick whatever transition I want. Right now, I just got it on fade. I can click on quick transitions and add cut, fade back. There's some transitions I can add here. I can go swipe, add swipe. And then you can, like say swipe left, swipe right. Let's say swipe in, preview transition, and it swipes like that. And then we'll call it a day. So now we have that. We have the transition. So let's play it. I'm going to record this too. I'm going to record this, and then that way you can see what it looks like in real time. So let's start recording. Now I'm going to play it. And then I'm going to go to main scene. Got the cheering. 3, 2, 1. Hit the transition. And I swipe in, and now I'm ready to play the game. Or go live and say, hey, Mike's Gaming School is here for you. Blah, 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 blah. So now I'm going to stop recording, and we're going to look at that recording, and so you can see what it looks like. Now I made that video on Canva, and I'll show you quickly how I made that here in just a second after we look at the video. Now I'm going to play it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Position, and I swipe in, and now I'm ready to play the game. Or go live and say, hey, Mike's Gaming School is here for you. Blah, 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 blah. So now I'm going to stop recording. That's pretty cool, right? Yeah, and I made that video right on Canva. It's unbelievable what you can do on Canva. They give you all the templates. They have all the audio tracks, all the sound effects, all the music, whatever you like. Canva has it. It's totally worth paying $12.99 a month. If you pay for Netflix or whatever, I highly recommend, get rid of your Netflix, get Canva, and really get on board with this. So we're back here on Canva, and I'm just going to show you how to make videos real quick on Canva. So you can make any type of video you want, any type of intro, and as you can see, sky's the limit on what type of scenes you can make. You can pretty much do anything you want. So if you click here on videos, it comes up with all these different options for you, different TikTok videos, YouTube videos. Just click on video. That works just fine. And as you can see here, if we go to search video templates, let's put intro. So all of these are little intros. So here's a couple examples. This is one I really like. If you take you take it here, you slide it over and put it in this box, and boom, you have it. So now this particular says apply both pages, So sometimes they'll have, 4 pages, 6 pages, 8 pages. Just say apply all pages and click right there, and it'll come right there. And so this is your timeline. And if you click play, you'll see the intro. It's a pretty cool intro to be for a gaming channel, right? And so you say, oh, can I customize anything? Yes, this right here, Maxwell Gaming. We're not Maxwell. We're Mike's Gaming School. So we're going to customize Mike's Gaming School. Boom, there you go. And so now when we hit play, it comes right on up. Now that scene is cool. And then Mike's Gaming School. So you do have to catch little things like this. So if you see at the bottom right here, you can customize this. This was somebody's, at really great site. You know what I mean? So that's, they put that up there to put your info. So you can put whatever info you want. You can put text, all this. The sky's the limit. It's truly up to your imagination on what you can do. And when you come back here to OBS, you can put as many scenes as you want. Like you have all these scenes and you can queue them all up next after next after next, and just click on transition and just go to the next scene, whatever you want to do. So you can really put on a whole show up here if you want to, and it's totally up to you, totally up to your imagination, and it's all for free. So OBS is for free. Canva does have a free version, but I highly recommend the $12.99 a month version, so you can utilize all the pro options. And if we go back to Canva, you'll see I can add music as well. So if I go to audio, I can put any type of music that I want for this intro. So let's say I'm a hip hop guy, so let's put see if I can get hip hop. So you just kind of go listen to any one of them that starts early. Hey, that sounds pretty cool. I don't know about y'all, but that sounds pretty cool. Let's see what that sounds like for the intro. So you slide it over, and it goes to the second part of the timeline, and it just stretches as far as the intro goes. So the intro is only like 7 seconds. So we play it. Let's see what the intro looks like, y'all. At really great site. That's cool, man. That sounds good. So what we do, if you click on the music, you see these effects up here, auto effects, adjust, beat sync. So what we want to do is we want to go to auto effects, and we can go fade out the last 2 seconds, and so that way it can get start and then fade out. Let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, man, we got a little intro. Now I made my own intro. You probably seen it at the beginning of this video because I made it. It's the first time we're using Mike's Gaming School intro, so you probably see it. Go back and look at that intro if you didn't pay attention to it. And I made that right here on Canva. So use all the things that Canva has to offer. And when you finish your video, just go to share, download. Make sure it's MP4 as far as the suggestions. Make sure it's MP4. Make sure all pages are selected. Select all pages, and then click on download, and then it'll download, and then you upload it as one of your video sources, and boom, you have an intro. And you can use that intro for any of your recordings or, like I said, your live streams. In the next chapter, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to set up your live stream, how to schedule your stream, and how to record a video. If you're seeing this as a standalone video, the next video will be linked below, and it will be the next video of the playlist. So see you in the next chapter. So in this chapter, we're finally going live. We're going to learn how to record your videos with or without your camera, and we're going to learn how to set up your live stream and finally go live so you can grow your audience. So let's get started. So here we are on the main screen. I have a simple scene up that's showing my gameplay with my camera off. So the first thing I'm going to show you is really quick how to record your gameplay. So all you have to do is click on record, and it will start recording your gameplay. There's no time limit on how long you can record. And when you stop recording, so we're going to stop recording here. I have it so it shows me a prompt to make sure, yes, I want to stop recording. just in case I accidentally hit the button. I didn't want to do that. So once you stop recording, it's going to go to the path that you chose when we first did our settings. If you don't remember that path, you can go to File, Show Recordings, and it's going to show recordings in the path that you chose so you can remember. And then this is going to be my most recent recording, and there you have it. Now you can take that recording and you can put it into any editing software and clip it, edit it, and do whatever you want to do before you post it to YouTube. Next, we're going to set up our first live stream. Okay, so we're back in our YouTube studio, and if you come to the top right hand corner where it says create, you're going to click on create, and then you're going to click on go live. Now right here we don't have any live streams set up, so what we're going to do is we're going to schedule a live stream. If you had a previous live stream before, you can click on reuse these settings so it can be nice and easy for you. But we're going to create new. Now I do have some description and everything already lined up for me, so we're going to test live stream in the title, and then I already have my description. But if you don't have a description, put your description in there. Then we're going to go category, we're going to go gaming, and so now we're going to add our thumbnail. Make sure you make your thumbnail before you go live. It's going to be the first thing that people see. It's almost their first impression of your channel. You want to make sure you have a nice professional thumbnail, and we talked about many times how to make a thumbnail in Canva. If you don't know how, if it's your first time seeing this video, first time hearing me, I have a step-by-step tutorial on how to use Canva in the description below. Go ahead and click on that and watch that step-by-step tutorial so you can know how to make a good thumbnail. So we're going to use that thumbnail. Let's say if I want to add a playlist, audience, all that. So then we're going to go next. If your channel is monetized, you want to make sure monetization is on. And hey, I add some mid-roll ads in there while they watching my live stream. If I'm on for a couple hours, let them see some ads in there. See, the goal is to make some money, baby. The goal is to make some money. They can skip them if they want. And then so you got a couple other options to customization. If you want to add another redirect after your live stream is over, you want to add some trailers wherever, another video, you want to keep them on your channel, you can do so as well. So we're going to click on next. We're going to make it public. Now this is where you can schedule a live stream. So if you know you're going to go live stream in a couple hours or another day, how you want to set that up is you can go here, set up the time, the date, and it will schedule in. Make sure you don't have it on auto, because if you have it on auto live when you are scheduled, it will automatically go live when if you're not ready. So you want to click done, and now YouTube is going to be talking to OBS, and they're going to set it up in the back office. Now if this is your first time you're going live, it will have you wait for 24 hours. So if you have a brand new channel and it's your first time going live, it's going to make you wait for 24 hours, so that way it can YouTube do his thing in the back office of what they have to do. You can configure all the stuff that they have to configure. But after 24 hours, you never have to wait again, and you can just go live automatically. So now that we set up the live in YouTube, we're going to go back to OBS, and we're going to now click on Manage Broadcast. So now, as you can see, here is my broadcast. If you have any existing broadcasts, it will be up here as well. But this is my broadcast right here. So I'm going to select this, test live stream, the one I just made, and then you would select broadcast and start streaming. But before you do that, you want to make sure everything you have on your canvas is what you want to be on there. You want to, if you want your camera on, make sure you have that, your scene, your overlays, everything you want set up. And if you want to go in studio mode, and if you wanted to do an intro and have your next scene queued up, you want to make sure everything is set up before you go live stream. Okay. And remember, on the studio mode program, this is what they see. The category preview right here, this is what you can have queued up. The next scene you can have queued up, and you just click on the transition button and it will go to the next scene you have ready. So when all of that's set up and ready, you want to click on Manage Broadcast, click on the broadcast that you set up, and then click on Select Broadcast and Start Streaming. So it says auto start is disabled for this event, so go live to start your broadcast. Okay. So I got to click on go live because I don't have on auto. Just want to make sure, because like sometimes you click it, it'll automatically start, but you know, click on go live, baby. And so now we are live on YouTube right now as we speak. I can go to my YouTube studio. As you can see right here, I am live, and it has all my things on. You can see your views, you know, who viewed your content, comments. Now if you go to click on view live control room, how many people who are joining, what's going on. We got some people on the live right now. I'm doing a training showing you guys how to go live and doing all this stuff. So I'm going to delete this eventually, but this is just an example, test live using OBS. And so yeah, you can see everything on here. You can see your videos, you can see analytics, who's all on there, do your live chat, all good. So we're going to end the live stream now. So there you have it. You now have all the tools you need to go live and record your gameplay with or without your face cam. I appreciate all of you for sticking through this training. I know it was long and tough, but we got through it. All the timestamps will be in the description below, so you can come back and reference this video whenever you need. I will have more videos coming with more advanced tools that you can use with OBS, so you can take your channel to yet another level. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell notification icon so you never miss any of my content. Also, super thanks are also much appreciated, and all the proceeds go directly back into the channel for making the best content just for you guys. Once again, I greatly appreciate you guys. That's it. Class dismissed. I will see you guys next time. Whew, I know that was a long one. Take care.